I guess my internet farted. We had an internet fart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we didn't put that in yet. You're right, so. Brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. Fucking aggravated. I can't stand when I start doing fucking lineups and the goddamn internet just cuts out. But whatever. Bigger fucking problems in the world. St. Louis put their stupid fucking lineup in yet? Of course not. I'm a crotchety old man. Hey! No, guess not. Fuck the Cardinals. We did this already, right? Seymour, Lau, Caminero, Aranda at second, Mead at first, Morel in the outfield. Bada bing, bada boom. We went with Dobbins, Duran, Bregman at second, Casas, Story, Ceddanne Rafaela. Then we dropped it. We put in Story, right? So we didn't read about Bregman yet. All right. Now we're back up to date. Bregman started at third base. Fucking kill somebody when these fucking stupid things come up. Calm. Bregman started at third base, went 3 for 3 with a home run, double, and 2 RBIs in Sunday's spring game against the Blue Jays. Bregman's debut in a Boston uniform could not have gone any better. Batting second, he singled in his first at-bat, laced the 2-run homer in the second inning, and then doubled off replica Green Monster at JetBlue Park. The 30-year-old Christopher Smith of Mass Live following the game said that he worked out on his swing mechanics during the offseason. After posting a career low 768 OPS in 2024, Bregman studied video and noticed his hands were launching from further back over the last few seasons. So he worked to bring his hands inside the frame of his body. Nothing new on Mr. Story. Jarron Duran will start in left field and bat leadoff in Tuesday's Grapefruit League game against Atlanta. Duran had to be scratched from Sunday's contest due to calf soreness, and Monday's game was rained out. But he's back in there Tuesday after recovering from the minor injury. Fantasy managers should feel free to draft Duran as they normally would. Wasn't that a review? Nothing new on Mr. Rafaela. Take another crack at you, St. Louis. What do you got? Still no line. Just it's aggravating when you have what's called an obsessive compulsive disorder. All right. Will Warren, you New York Yankees. What do we got? Chisholm. What do we got? Alexander Vargas. No, that's the Mets. I have a Met in there. Shit, I screwed up. Jose Siri. Brett Batty is a Met. Sorry about that. So that's the Mets. Alexander Vargas, Dominic Smith, Everson Pararia, Pablo Reyes, Spencer Jones. The only one we have here is Mr. Reyes at short. We go to the top of the order. No recon, but we got to have Austin Wells with some recon. Let's see if that does. Oh no, there's Dominic Smith. There he is. I have him on the right team, right? Yeah, it's the Yankees. All right, Smith and Reyes. So if we take Smith, there is no Goldschlager. We'll take Wells, Bellinger, Dominguez, and the Chiz. Will Warren. Wells is in the lineup for Wednesday's Grapefruit League game against the Cardinals, starting at catcher and batting fifth. The Yankees had previously disclosed the plan to keep Wells out of spring games until March 1st. but the catcher will end up making his Grapefruit League debut a bit earlier than expected. In his age 24 campaign, Wells slashed 229, 322, 395 with 13 homers and 55 RBIs and across 414 regular season plate appearances. And he should shoulder even more of the workload behind the plate in 2025 if healthy. All right, that works. Anything new on Mr. Dominic Smith? The Yankees signed Smith to a minor league deal. Yeah, we know this. We read this. He's in. He's on the list. Jazz Chisholm. Why do I feel like we read this? Gleyber Torres departing free agency. We read this shit. Oswaldo Cabrera. Yeah, we read this. He sucks. Reyes. Nothing new on Reyes. Bellinger. Yankees manager Aaron Boone said Tuesday in an interview on The Fan that he plans to play Bellinger in center field and Jason Dominguez in left. The team didn't want to commit to a position for Bellinger when it traded for him last month. But the Yankees have since signed Paul Goldschmidt and have opted to keep Dominguez in left. Boone did add that he expects Bellinger to move around to other positions at times on days when others fill the designated hitter's spot. Oh, well. Dominguez, we read all the shit about Dominguez, yeah. That leadoff this year, we read that. All right, kids. Moving on. Come on, St. Louis. Got to refresh here. We got to refresh here. Fucking St. Louis. Fucking Cardinals. All right, moving on. The Philadelphia. The Phillies of Philadelphia with Mr. Joe Ross. All right, what do we got? Phillies, we got Buddy Kennedy, Cal Stevenson, Christian Arroyo, Josh Pro, Ricardo, Kepler, Realmuto, Stott, Baum, Harper, Schwarber, Turner. Nobody. Top 5. Stott, Baum, Harper, Schwarber, Turner. Oh, wait. Always check for new recon. We have new recon? Just Harper, right? Just Harper. Okay. Joe Ross is building up a starter. During spring training as a starter, but he's expected to open the season in the bullpen if all 5 members of Philadelphia's rotation are healthy heading into opening day. The right-hander seems to be the next man up for a starting spot if any of Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez, Jesus Luzardo, or Christopher Sanchez aren't available to make their first run through the rotation to begin the season. Ideally, though, manager Rob Thompson said Monday that Ross will serve primarily as a multi-inning or one-inning leverage option out of the bullpen. While with Milwaukee during the 2024 regular season, Ross struggled over his 10 starts, 4.98 ERA, 3.21 WBA, 39 Ks in 47 innings, but he was effective across 15 relief appearances in 27 innings. Yeah. Bryce Harper will bat third and start at first base in Wednesday's Grapefruit League game against the Blue Jays. Harper missed some time at the beginning of last week while recovering from an illness, but he appears to be fully healthy now and will make his spring debut Wednesday. The 32-year-old is heading into his second season as the Phillies' full-time first baseman after he slashed 285, 373, 525 with 30 home runs, 87 RBIs, 85 runs, and 7 steals across 145 games in 2024. I believe we've read all these guys already. Bryson Stott, elbow soreness, we've read this. Alec Baum, nothing new. Trey Turner. Manager Rob Thompson said last week that he's considering moving Kyle Schwarber down to third or fourth on the Phillies' everyday lineup this season, potentially clearing the way for Turner to serve as the club's primary leadoff hitter. In 2024, Schwarber started 149 of the Phillies' 162 games out of the leadoff spot, with Bryson Stott and Whit Merrifield settling the table in the other 13 contests. Merrifield wasn't re-signed in free agency, and Stott doesn't appear to be an ideal candidate to slot in atop the lineup when the Phillies are at full strength, since it would create an imbalance atop the batting order with 3 lefties, Stott, Schwarber, Bryce Harper in the first 4 spots, with Thompson having acknowledged that the past season during the winter meetings and last week that he feels Schwarber's power production would be better served in the number 3 or 4 spot behind Harper, Turner represents the most logical candidate to fill the void atop the lineup. Turner batted exclusively out of the 2-hole in 2024, but he made 115 starts out of the leadoff spot during the 2023 campaign and saw plenty of usage atop the order during his stints with the Nationals and Dodgers earlier in his career. A move to the leadoff spot would open up increased running opportunities for Turner, whose 19 steals in 2024 were his fewest in a season since the pandemic-shortened 2020 campaign. Kyle Schwarber. Manager Rob Thompson is considering batting Schwarber 3rd or 4th this season. Schwarber has batted leadoff in 85% of his plate appearances since joining the Phillies, but Thompson is mulling a change atop his batting order. If Thompson opts to mix things up, he's expected to hit Trey Turner leadoff and Bryce Harper second, with Schwarber and Alec Bohm occupying the next 2 spots in some order. The potential change would ding Schwarber's runs projection a bit, but boost his RBI potential. He's reached the century mark in both categories in each of the last 2 regular seasons. Schwarber is once again slated to see most of his playing time as designated hitter in 2025. And though he's expected to work out of a first base 3 times a week during spring training to make himself available as an option at the position if Harper requires a day off or misses time. Well. This team is fucking stacked. Moving on. Either Toronto or, shall we say, St. Louis. Fucking goddamn Cardinals. These bloody Cardinals. All right, moving on to the Blue Jays of Toronto. Jose Berrios on the mound. Blue Jays just won so far. Orelvis Martinez, who is not in today's game, giving us the top 5. Kirk, Springer, Guerrero, Bichette, Jimenez. Now, the only one here I think is new is Bichette, which we read already. 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Read that yesterday. We got some new recon here with George Springer. Manager John Snyder said Wednesday that Springer might see some playing time in left field this season. Springer has played just 3 games, 3 innings in left field at the major league level, and those came back in 2018. However, like Springer, Anthony Santander has also been primarily a right fielder in his career, so Springer could accommodate him some days by shifting to left. Schneider also noted that Springer is a prime candidate to bat leadoff in 2025, which is where he spent the overwhelming majority of his time with Toronto. Except today's bat cleanup. Moving on. Kirk, we've read Guerrero, Jimenez. We read all these guys. We're already in doubles, ladies and gentlemen. Already in doubles. You got to give St. Louis each chance when you go over to a new team. If not, you just fuck them. Fuck them in the ear. We always do one refresh to give them a chance, and if not, kiss my ass. All right, the Mets. You got Paul Blackburn. Got Clay Holmes, Brett Baty, Jose Azocar, Jose Siri, and Juan Soto. So Azocar right there. Juan Soto right here. Ooh, let's finish it out with the top 4. Vientos, Alonso, Lindor. I believe we read all these guys, but let's take a shot here. Paul Blackburn is scheduled to start Wednesday's Grapefruit League game against the Marlins. Blackburn will most likely be limited to 1 or 2 innings this spring as he attempts to make a case for a spot in the Mets' opening day rotation. With Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas both expected to begin the season on the injured list, the Mets should have at least 2 spots available at the back of the rotation for Blackburn, Tyler McGill, and Griffin Canning. All 3 can end up breaking camp in starting roles if the Mets opt to go the 6-man rotation, something that President of Operations David Stern said over the winter that he was expecting the team to implement in 2025. Pete Alonso and the Mets agreed to terms on a 2-year, $54 million contract with the Mets on Wednesday. Alonso previously rejected a 3-year deal worth roughly $70 million, but the 30-year-old slugger will end up remaining in New York for the foreseeable future as the Mets' everyday first baseman. His new deal will pay him $30 million in 2025 and includes an opt-out after the first season, which could allow him to enter free agency once again next winter. I feel like I read this. Mark Vientos is slated to remain at third base for the Mets following their re-signing of Pete Alonso. Vientos was set to shift to first base when it looked like Alonso was heading elsewhere, but now he'll get to stick at the hot corner. The 25-year-old appears to be set to back cleanup behind Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto, and Alonso, setting him up for plenty of RBI opportunities. Yeah, we read all these. Lindor, we've read Lindor. Carlos Menendez said Tuesday that Francisco Lindor will bat leadoff again for the Mets in 2025. The 31-year-old operator is New York's primary leadoff man last season, and it's hardly a surprise he'll stick here in 2025 after posting a 273, 344, 500 slash line with 33 homers, 29 steals, 91 RBIs, 107 runs in 152 games. The offseason signing of Juan Soto and re-signing of Pete Alonso should help Lindor remain one of the most productive leadoff men in the MLB. Jose Azocar. Juan Soto went 1 for 2 with a solo home run and additional RBI during Saturday's Grapefruit League opener against the Astros, the biggest offseason acquisition in franchise history. Soto wasted no time in showing the Mets fans a taste of what's to come by taking Colton Gardner deep in the first inning. Soto helped the Mets extend their lead in the second frame, grounding into a fielder's choice RBI before reaching home for his second run of the day. Soto is sandwiched in between Lindor and Pete Alonso in the batting order, and Soto figures to bat second for the Mets in 2025, as he did with the Yankees for most of the 2024 regular season. Well, rock on. One team to go. Come on, St. Louis. You guys. You fucking guys. You're fucking guys, you know? Hey, St. Louis, you showed up. Good fucking job, guys. Good fucking job. All right? All right. Good stuff. Here we go. The Marlins. On the mound for the Marlins today, Max Meyer. Derek Hill, Heriberto Hernandez, Matt Mervis. Acosta, Sanjode, Almora, Myers, Hicks, Bride, Sanchez, Norby, Stowers. Nothing. So we'll go top 5. Liam Hicks, Jonah Bride, Jesus Sanchez, Connor Norby, Kyle Stowers. Nothing on Stowers. Jesus Sanchez went 1 for 2 with a strikeout in Sunday's tie with the Mets in Grapefruit League action. Sanchez made his spring debut Sunday as the DH after opening camp with right elbow inflammation. The outfielder is coming off a 2024 campaign in which he batted .252 with a career-high 18 home runs, 64 RBI, 60 runs scored, and 16 stolen bases over 489 at-bats in 149 games with Miami. Sanchez might be limited to DH duties early in the season until the Marlins are confident the elbow issue is behind him. Eesh. Connor Norby believes he can hit 30 homers this season. We like the sound of that. The 24-year-old spent the 12th season refining his swing mechanics to keep his bat in the zone longer. But Norby is confident his natural loud contact will produce plenty of power without him needing to sell out and swing for the fences. I'm here to prove I want to be one of the best players in the league, and I think I can do that. That's what it's about, and helping the team win games. 30 homers may not be an unreasonable goal for Norby, even if Lone Depot Park tends to suppress right-handed power. Over 139 games last season, between AAA and the majors, in the O's and Marlins organizations, he went yard 26 times. God damn. Jonah Bride will head into training camp at the top of the Marlins depth chart at first base. However, the 29-year-old can face a serious challenge this spring from former Cub prospect Matt Mervis, who has significantly more power potential. Bride provided Miami with a solid bat after joining the league roster for good in late July last season, slashing .279, .365, .485 over 241 plate appearances with 11 homers in only 58 games. But his career track record suggests he could have a hard time matching that output over a full campaign. Bride and Mervis could also end up platooning at first base, with Bride on the short side, if rookie slugger Devician de los Santos wins the DH job this spring. Catcher Liam Hicks caught Sandy Alcantara on Sunday, and the Marlins ace came away impressed by his game calling and pitch framing. Hicks was selected in the Rule 5 draft from Detroit, giving Miami every incentive to keep him on the 26-man roster. But Hicks is showing early in camp he can make an immediate contribution as well. The 25-year-old backstop went 1 for 2 at the plate Sunday, but his work behind the plate will likely keep him in the majors. Hicks is yet to play above Double-A, and he slashed 264, 379, 357 over 113 games at that level in 2024, split between the Tigers and Rangers organizations. If he does secure a spot on the Marlins roster, he'll back up Nick Fortes to begin the season. Maya worked with new Marlins pitching coach Daniel Moscos this offseason on grips for a sinker and a sweeper. My slider is going to be more down in depth and my sweeper is going to be coming across the plate, Meyer said Friday before displaying his new arsenal in a live batting practice session. I feel like with the movement, there's definitely a big separation between those two. My change is going to be a really good pitch too. One of my best pitches. I feel like all my pitches are one of my best pitches right now. I just have crazy confidence in them and haven't had a lot of past going through the injury. Maya has relied mainly on two pitches, his mid-90s fastball and nasty slider, dating back to his college days. And even one of his other offerings can quickly become a quality pitch. It would significantly improve his chances of not just sticking in the rotation, but reaching his sky-high ceiling as a star. All right. Tell me St. Louis. Come on, you're in, right? There it is, ladies and fucking gentlemen. Which is really annoying because it means I got to redo all these. But it only takes a minute. It only takes a minute, girl, to fall in love. To fall in love. It only takes a minute, girl. To fall in love. To fall in love. All right. So, Vic, brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. All right. Just gotta do this right. Seymour, Lau, Dominero, Miranda, Morel, Mead. So it's done. For the old Sox, Dobbins, Duran, Bregman, Casas, Story, Rafaela. Should we just do St. Louis right now? No, let's get these done before we forget. Warren, Chisholm, Dominguez, Bellinger, Goldschmidt. Oh, no, somebody's out. Goldschmidt's out. Goldschmidt's out. Dominic Smith and Pablo Reyes. This is Philly, which is Ross, Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Baum, and Stott. This one is Toronto, which is Berrios, Jimenez, Bichette, Guerrero, Springer, Kirk. This one is the Mets, which is Blackburn, Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Vientos, and Azokar. Lisa 1, the Marlins, Maya, Stowers, Norbing, Sanchez, Bride, Hicks, and Final Mente. The Cardinals of St. Louis, Mike McGreevy, What we got here? J.J. Weatherholt, Jose Barrero, Lucan Baca, Victor Scott II. Boy, I wish I took him. Lucan Baca. We got some new recon of Metziani here we'll check out. So Baca's the only one. Walker, Donovan, Wynn. All right, so we'll go top 4. Donovan, Walker, Arenado. See if Ciani can keep the spot. Mike McGreevy added 15 pounds of muscle this offseason. McGreevy has a shot at winning one of the last spots in the Cardinals' rotation in camp, and he's taken the opportunity very seriously as he tried to trim as much body fat as he could on while putting on 15 pounds of muscle. He looks good this spring. He put on some weight and has a really good offseason. And I'm excited to see what's coming out of that arm. The 24-year-old righty logged 150 innings at AAA and 23 innings in the majors last season. He registered an elite 62.5% ground ball rate and 2.3 walk rate in the majors, leading to an 0.78 whip. McGreevy sits in the low 90s with his fastball. Plus, he has a slider and his command might be double plus. Andre Palante and Steven Matz may have a leg up on him for the final 2 spots in the rotation. But McGreevy is arguably the most appealing of the 3 from a fantasy perspective. Lucan Baca. Nothing. Nolan? Cardinals president of baseball operations, John Mozoliak, said Thursday that it's likely now Arenado is the team's opening day third baseman than it is he's traded. Arenado nixed a potential trade to the Astros in December, and the Red Sox are no longer a potential landing spot after they signed Alex Bregman. Discussions with Arenado's other approved destinations have bared little fruit, so unless that changes or the player expands his list of teams to which he would approve a trade, it appears the 33-year-old is staying put. The domino effect is likely Nolan Gorman staying at second base, Brendan Donovan playing primarily left field, and Lars Nootbaar switching to center. Lars Nootbaar. Mason Wynn said during the Cardinals' winter warm-up fan event Sunday that he's hoping to steal 30 to 40 bases this season. Wynn stole only 11 bases in 16 attempts last season during his 150-game rookie campaign. However, with a sprint speed in the 87th percentile and an average of more than 30 stolen bases per season during his 3 years in the minors, Wynn certainly seems capable of upping his steals total in 2025. It would be a big boost to his fantasy prospects if he is more aggressive on the base paths this season. Aggressive. Mike Ciani. Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol considers the center field job an open competition between Ciani, Victor Scott, and Lars Nootbaar. If the Cardinals had been able to trade Nolan Arenado, Nootbaar would have been slated for everyday left fielder duty. With Arenado still around, at least for now, Brendan Donovan will see more time in left field, which could push Nootbaar to center. Ciani and Scott are the superior defenders, though, and will have an opportunity to stake their claim to the job. The 26-year-old Ciani led St. Louis with 96 starts in center field in 2024 as an elite defender, but he was once one of the worst hitters in baseball with a lowly 570 OPS. 570. Donovan will earn $2.85 million. We read this. Filed for 33. You'll have to set. No, did we not win this? No, I didn't win this. Brendan Donovan will earn $2.85 million in 2025 after losing his arbitration case Wednesday. Arbitration eligible for the first time. Donovan had been hopeful to work out a multi-year extension with the Cardinals this offseason, but the two sides couldn't come to an agreement before the January 9th deadline. He then filed for a $3.3 million salary for 2025, but he'll ultimately have to settle for $450,000 less than that amount after losing his case. The lack of an extension shouldn't affect Donovan's standing in the organization, as he's expected to serve as a near everyday player in 2025, after slashing .278, .342, .417 with a career-high 14 home runs and 73 RBI over 652 plate appearances this season. Last season. Jordan Walker has been working with new Cardinals hitting coach Brant Brown this offseason on rediscovering the swing he had prior to the 2024 season. Upon reviewing video from 2024 and comparing it to 2023, Walker and Brown noticed that the outfielder's hands were separating from his body too soon, while the balance in his lower half was also inconsistent as he gravitated towards a wider stance. The goal per Walker was to hit line drives and drive the ball in the gap, instead of putting so much emphasis on lofting the ball in the air. Walker said he's super excited with the early results of his swing changes and can't wait to test it out against live pitching. The Cardinals are committed to youth in 2025, which includes giving Walker a long leash in right field. The 22-year-old Walker slashed only .201, .253, .366 over 52 regular season games with St. Louis in 2024, while spending a large chunk of the campaign in the minors. All right, fuck Siani. There we have it. All-Star team time. We make the All-Star team. All right, what do we got? Pitchers: Ross, Berrios, Meyer, Seymour, McGreevy. I mean, we read nothing here that was impressive except maybe Paul Blackburn coming out of the bullpen. Blackburn limited to 1 or 2 innings in spring. He attempts to make his case for a spot on the opening day rotation. He's making his case. That gives Blackburn some juice. Here's another one playing for his job, Joe Ross. I mean, they're all playing for a job. Some of these guys have their jobs. Nice. Meyer, Seymour. We got nothing on Seymour. So Mike Meyer, but do we want to? Are we trying to opt for a pitching duel with all those bats in New York? I'm not feeling Mike Meyer over there. McGreevy though added 15 pounds of muscle. 15 fucking pounds of muscle. He's like, motherfucker, I'm in. All right, we like McGreevy. All right, our first guy's Blackburn. Then we go McGreevy. So Seymour, Blackburn, Dobbins, Blackburn, Warren, Blackburn, Ross, Blackburn, Berrios, Blackburn, Blackburn, McGreevy, Meyer, and McGreevy because we can't have Blackburn here. McGreevy, Blackburn. Now we need a catcher. Mamuto, Heineman, any of these guys? None of these guys popped off. Nobody's on the list, so we go Austin Wells. Although we have McGreevy in here. I never like to go against the pitcher on a sweep here. Hicks caught him. They said he was impressed with his game calling and pitch framing. Hicks, you're my man. But again, you're going up against Blackburn, so fuck me. And remember, it's just one batter, but it adds up. Game calling and pitch framing. He's a rookie. Rule 5, you got to take him. Rule 5 fucking kid. Making his fucking case for the line. All right, we got Goldschlager, Harper, Alonso. Lukenbacher is the one who's popped up. But so has Dominic Smith. Neither one of them has any recon. We take the higher man in the order. St. Louis. So Hicks and Bacher. Hicks. 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 Got a catcher. Hicks. Hicks. Mr. Hicks. All right. Lukenbacher. Second base, we got Bregman, definitely. Can anybody challenge Bregman? We got Pablo Reyes, who can move to short. So Bregman at second. Third base, again, Bregman can also play third. Norby, Caminero. So Bregman and Caminero. Bregman and Caminero. See, Bregman could be here. I'm taking Bregman over Caminero. Boom. Bregman over Caminero. Second base, Bregman. Dude. Second base, Mr. Bregman. Bregman. All right. Shortstop, Pablo Reyes. Hello, any competition? No, Mr. Reyes. First outfielder, that's a given. Juan fucking Soto. So Reyes, Soto, this team is done. Will this team be worth $1,000? Only time will tell. One spot left. Juan Soto. One spot left. Juan Soto. Enjoy it now. Once they put salary caps on this shit, you can't just draft whoever you want. And everybody's getting 1 to 2 at bats. So you got a small frame of time. Soto. Who else is here? We'll come back. Right now, we're just putting in one outfielder, which is Soto. Azucar, Soto, they're already in. Pablo Reyes. This is Miami, so we won't have Soto here. Although, fuck it, we have Soto at the end of the game. Now, it is Soto. He takes Soto no matter what. He's the fucking animal. Soto. So we already have Soto here. So who else is going on? Springer, Kepler, Ray Schneider. Azucar. So we got Azucar, Stowers, Rafaela. Yep, it's Azucar and Rafaela. So that is our All-Star team. All right. Where is Rafaela? Springer, Soto. So was it Azucar or Rafaela? Who bats higher? 7 is Rafaela. Azucar bats win. 8th. So Rafaela gets the jump. Schwarber, Soto, Rafaela. Ladies and gentlemen, there is your lineups for today's 1 p.m. spring training slate. May fate and faith decide your fortune, and if you should win, blow your money right here on the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. Peace.